biggest things that drawed me to this actual apartment was my kitchen. When I was searching for my next high-rise apartment here in LA, there was a few things that I absolutely had to have. Number one, I needed space. I at least needed a 2-bedroom apartment. Number two, how big were the rooms? I needed some big rooms. I also needed closet space. I got a lot of clothes. I needed a lot of storage. But more importantly, I had to have a nice kitchen with a kitchen island. There was a lot of places that I toured and the kitchen was just subpar. And it was an absolute no for me until I came into the Sky Home. So welcome back to another episode of Welcome to My Sky Home series here on YouTube. Let's get into this kitchen. So if you've been following along on this series, you'll notice I have not done a full apartment tour. There's a reason for that. I wanted every single aspect, every room of this apartment to have its own dedicated video. In all of my apartment living, I've never had a kitchen quite like this. And there were about 2 to 3 things that made me say, you know what? This is the one. Number one of the biggest things I had to have was a standalone kitchen island. At my old place, I had to manufacture a kitchen island because it did not come with it at all. And so when I was looking to move into a new place, I said it had to have a kitchen island. This kitchen island is massive. It's a 10.5-foot kitchen island and it's absolutely gorgeous. But it doesn't stop there. The other thing that glued me to this actual apartment, especially the kitchen, was the floor-to-ceiling windows in the kitchen. I have never in my life had a window that looked like this in the kitchen. I feel like, honestly, that is a big selling point. This floor-to-ceiling window next to the refrigerator is amazing. It's huge, it's massive, and every day that I go to that refrigerator, I look out the window because it's such a beautiful view. Now, the third thing was the space, the storage. It had so many cabinets. It had so much space that you can literally have multiple people in the kitchen and you don't feel like it's a lack of space. Hell, I've been in a lot of kitchens and when one person's in the kitchen, it feels crowded. This kitchen, nah. It's big enough for multiple people to be working on a recipe, multiple people to be in there just chilling, especially when I throw watch parties and stuff like that. Multiple people can actually chill out and just talk and have conversations in the kitchen. Now, while we're here, and this might sound nitpicky, but I must add, there are 2 things that I absolutely hated about this kitchen. Before we get into like the other things that I love about this kitchen, there's 2 things that I hated about this kitchen. Number one, it's an electric stovetop. I hate electric stovetops. I love a gas stovetop because it cooks better. It cooks the food better. It cooks things evenly. Having a gas range is top tier. If you have a gas range, you're doing good. The electric, it's just not a vibe. It just doesn't cook things fast and well like a gas stove does. It just doesn't. So that's number one. And also number 2, I'm a bit tall. And I feel like this range exhaust situation is a little small. Tall people problems, I understand, but like I'm bumping my head every time I cook in this kitchen. But that's it. Those are the 2 things I absolutely hate about this actual kitchen. Now, like the rest of my house, and if you watch videos in this series in my vlogs, you'll know that I do not like clutter at all. And same goes for the kitchen. But I was able to find some pieces that help bring this kitchen to life. Now, my first task was finding bar stools. Now, this 10.5-foot kitchen island is pretty big. And so I knew that I could fit at least 4 bar stools underneath. And when I looked at the color of the bar stools, I wanted to go with more of like a whiskey color. I couldn't do light, I couldn't do dark. And I knew I wanted something with a mid back. Now, I can't lie, it wasn't a home run out the park right away. I ordered a few different options, a couple of different brown tones, and the one that I picked out ended up being the best option. They're super comfortable and they're not too high, not too low. They do have a comfortable seat to it. And again, it has a mid back, so you're not necessarily just sitting up like, and your back's hurting like when you're in a stool. So again, this was the best option for this space. Now, let's jump into these countertop essentials. Now, one of my favorite pieces in this kitchen is this centerpiece bowl. Before I got the centerpiece bowl here, you can imagine that this kitchen island was bare, and I was gonna keep it that way. So I really thought about what could I add? Could I add a vase with these big flowers and stuff like that? And I was like, that's cool, getting fresh flowers every day, but like, that's really not my style. So then I kept looking, I'm like, what? Maybe I should get like a fruit bowl, but like an abstract fruit bowl, like not something that your granny would have on their kitchen table or something like that. I needed something that looked a little different. So I knew I didn't want anything that was going to be just a plain white, just a plain black. I needed something with a little bit more of an oomph to it. And so I searched high and low, and I found this one, which is not called a fruit bowl, it's called a centerpiece bowl. I found this one on Crate and Barrel. One thing I noticed about this one is that it's not one solid color, which is dope. I like that. So if you look closely, it's a bunch of grays, a bunch of blues, 2 different shades of gray, and I like the texture. And not to mention the 3 legs. It just adds a different element to this centerpiece bowl that I actually really liked. And since I've gotten this centerpiece bowl, I get a lot of questions all the time on IG and TikTok about where I got this from. So if you're watching this, Crate and Barrel. Now this next item I brought over from my old place. In 2021, I did a partnership with KitchenAid. They sent me over a limited edition light and shadow KitchenAid stand mixer. This thing right here is so fly. And I thought it would go really well with the aesthetic in this kitchen. Now y'all know me, I like things that are a little bit different. You know, I like things that have a little bit more of a texture to it. That's just who I am. And one thing that kind of drawed me to this stand mixer when I got it was the studded bowl. But even just the color scheme of the KitchenAid mixer altogether, having a grayish white stand with a black studded bowl, just my vibe. Love it. Now, before I get into these other items that are on my countertop, just a couple of weeks ago, I was getting into a space where I knew I had like different areas on this countertop that needed to be filled. And so in my brain, I was like, what can I fill this countertop with? So I got 2 things in its place. Number 1, I got a toaster. And the toaster I actually really wanted was the Smeg toaster. But I could not justify the $200 price on a Smeg toaster. Yes, I'm all about aesthetic, but $200 for a toaster couldn't be me. So I ended up finding this dupe on Amazon. And in my opinion, it looks just like it and it works just like a toaster. So I love the old school retro look to this toaster, and I didn't pay $200 for it. I actually paid, I think it was $24.99. And just next to it, I ended up buying a black set of knives, and I needed a new knife set. And this knife set was affordable. It has great quality. Also got this on Amazon. I've also have a link to this product down in the description below. The biggest thing is I wanted quality, and I also wanted it to be affordable. Now, last on the list for countertop essentials, I saved the best for last. Shout out to Amazon. I recently went to a Amazon tech event called Tech the Halls, which was a week ago. I put it on my vlog. If you have not seen my vlogs, go ahead and pop over there right now. Don't miss those. But it was a tech event centered around the Echo Show 15. And I went to the event and I was like, yo, this is perfect. I need one of these for my kitchen countertop. And sure enough, shout out to Amazon, as a gift, they gave all of us a Echo Show 15 for the holidays. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I wasted no time to get this bad boy set up in my kitchen. So just imagine having a countertop device that literally is the hub of your smart home. I got Alexa fired up, ready to go. I got a built-in Fire TV, great quality sound, a organizational hub, the ability to chat with close friends and family. Like, what else could you ask for as a great addition to your countertop? I mean, it literally has it all. And I love it. I love it. And already having Alexa integrated into your smart home, it's a no-brainer for me. Amazon, appreciate you. As always, let's talk a little bit about organization. Yes, there are a lot of cabinets in this kitchen, a ton, but things still needed to be organized. Now, there are actually 4 places where I needed to have organization, period. Number 1, my refrigerator. Everything organized. Now, sometimes it get out of whack, but having places where I can put my eggs, places where I can put my fruit, dairy products, vegetables, and meats was very important to me. Then the dreaded spice drawer. right? I didn't want to have my spices everywhere or trying to sit up there and find them and where's the cayenne pepper? Where's the onion powder? I don't know. So I ended up getting a spice organizer that fit right into my drawer, and it came with the bottles, it came with the caps, it came with the labels as well, and I couldn't be more happier about this organizational setup. Now, another place that may look like a disaster if you don't get it under control is underneath the sink. I made sure that I needed to have organization underneath the sink. So I got this 2-level organizer where at the bottom I can put my sponges, microfiber cloths, dishwasher products, and on top I can put all of my cleaning products, whether it be for countertops, whether it be for cleaning the stainless steel products. Everything that I need is right here on this 2-level organizer, and it just slides right in underneath the sink. And we'll get to it in another video, but this same organizer I have in every single one of my bathrooms because I just thought it was really great to have, and it's much needed. And last but not least, you can't forget about the cutlery drawer. Spoons, knives, forks, salad forks, all that good stuff, all taken care of, all organized just how I like it in the drawer. I'm also thinking about moving away from this kind of bamboo organizer. I might go with something that's a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, but again, who's gonna look into the drawer? It's just me. Now, one thing I will say is that this is a continuous project. I'm always going to add to, take away from the kitchen as I see fit, as I please. Last but not least, one of the things I kind of added to the kitchen, but not necessarily in the kitchen, was my big, gigantic mirror. And I've always played with the fact of, should this be in the hallway or should this stay actually in the kitchen? But I found it pretty cool to have it like by the kitchen. One thing about it, the lighting's pretty good. It's a great place to take outfit photos and all that good stuff. So I like it right here, especially at nighttime. This mirror really does this place justice. It also, I feel like, opens up the kitchen a little bit more. So I think it might stay, at least for now. If it wasn't for that, I was going to put a big art piece right there, but I think this mirror might be the way to go. Now, just like the rest of my apartment, at night, this kitchen is vibey. I have lights that are underneath the cabinets that illuminate the countertop, and I have the lights in the ceiling, and I can dim them if I want to. But overall, I love this kitchen, especially at night. But let it be known that my kitchen is one of my favorite places in my apartment, and I absolutely love it. Now, if you made it to the end of this video, thanks so much for watching. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my uploads. It's your boy JB signing off. I'll see you in 2 days in the next video. Peace.